I really encourage you as a video production owner, filmmaker, like find ways to express to your audience using YouTube or any online platform. Find ways to add value to them, but also sneak in your offer.
My heartbeat in doing this brand, launching this brand forever ago, was that I want to help filmmakers be more fulfilled and less drained.
Wow.
And that part of that means like not doing all the things. My guess is if you are stressed out, you're not fulfilled in this work, you're ready to throw in the towel, it's because you're doing way too many of the other things. And there are other people that can do those things. There are automations that can do those things. There's AI that can do some of those things.
I'm not taking away the hard work that goes into this. Please hear what I'm about to say next, all right? But if you are drained as a YouTuber, as someone who's on social media, you might be doing it wrong. Because like you need to have systems in place that prevent burnout. I don't want to see entrepreneurs burn out in this digital economy. Like there's something you're doing wrong. And I used to go through that with creating content or feeling like I have to keep up when there is a way to prevent that. And it's called systems.
On this episode, we are unpacking the power of the YouTube for video business owners. You're going to learn why YouTube might be the most underutilized tool in your business and how it replaced Mark's salary, how to turn your videos into silent salespeople using sneaky ads and low-ticket offers, and why landing pages and even YouTube videos should be treated like digital storefronts that work while you sleep. If you've ever wondered how to turn your channel into a client magnet or what offer you should start with, this one's going to hit home. What is up, my friend? Hey, I'm really excited for you to hang out with me on this episode with my friend Mark. He's a YouTube guru master. I don't know. It's just that he's a YouTube guy and has had a lot of success and is helping people get a lot of success on YouTube. I personally have been doing more YouTube stuff. I'm trying not to like bombard my team with YouTube edits. So I've been working with a couple of different editors, and my goal with YouTube is to start making weekly content from our Tell Studios production brand. So exactly like this conversation is super duper relevant for where I'm at in my business. And I hope you don't feel like after listening to this episode that you need to turn into a YouTuber or a YouTuber, but that you will seriously consider the potential that it could have if you started creating something inside of YouTube for your brand, for this service business that we all run. I think. I mean, my guess is you have a video production business. If you don't, hey, welcome anyway. If you're trying to get to that spot where you do have one, awesome. You're in the right place. And if you want to learn from my 20 years of failures and successes in building my own video production business here in the Metro Detroit area, then I invite you to check out this masterclass that I've created just for you. I take the best of what I've learned and put it into a short-ish masterclass with homework and things for you to be able to walk away and stop doing, insights that I've kind of gleaned, and lots of books and coaches and all of the things. So go check that out. You can go to studiosherpas.com/workshop and get access to that workshop today. And I just want to say I'm glad that you're here. And if you're back for more, welcome back. Here we go. Let's get into the episode. What's up, friend? Hey, welcome to another episode of the show. Today with me is my friend Mark Lebrun, who is the CEO, founder, president, all of the things over at Digital Influencer Co. Also means company, Digital Influencer Company. Mark, thanks so much for hanging out with me today.
Bro, thanks for having me, Ryan. I'm super excited to share my heart and even engage with some of your audience about what I bring to the table. Hopefully I'll add some value to you and your community.
Yeah, otherwise this episode will not see the light of day. So pressure's on, man.
Follow that. Hey, whatever you got to do to get the bills paid, man.
So describe your neon sign for us here real quick.
So you see it. That's actually one of my brands that I didn't share. I don't know if it's.
Yeah,
I didn't share
I don't
with
know
you.
about this.
Yeah. So what it was in 2016, the year before I got married, I was working at a pharmaceutical company. I was selling pharmaceuticals to surgery centers and hospitals across the nation as a national executive account manager. So doing sales and let's just say making all these calls, 150 calls per day, making money. But I started to get like bored doing that stuff. Like
Yeah,
I know I was
weird.
making some money, but
Yeah.
all I'm doing is sitting at a desk and calling people. And I'm like, I
Oh my
could be doing
gosh.
so much more. I can have so much freedom and I started like dream while I'm at work. I was just dreaming and thinking about who I could reach
Yeah.
in the neighborhood that I came from. Cause I come from the hood, right? So
Mm.
I am unapologetically hood, unapologetically Christian. And let's just say where I grew up is it had a lot of gang violence, drug
Wow.
violence, all this stuff, all the things. I could be
Yeah.
talking about that a lot. But the moment I gave my life to Jesus is when I decided I made that decision to say yes to God
Yeah.
and yes to reaching people for Jesus. And the hood was my target market. Like I still want to reach them specifically through the gospel. So Hood Proverbs is a brand that it's still baking, it's still cooking from 2016. But currently, this brand is a Instagram brand. It has over 79,000 followers. Where I'm just curating content that reach specifically that audience, the people that come from the hood. So creatives, entrepreneurs, rappers, artists, professionals that come from the hood. People are like me. So that's where it comes from. And I'm actually gonna be doing some. If I could show you, I got some. I don't have it on me. I'm gonna be making some merch very soon
Nice.
around that, and I could be inviting my YouTube community, my online community, to all of the merch that I aspire to make and sell.
That's fun. Well, you and we met at Terry's conference in Orlando,
Yep.
The Thing. And I mean, you have just a magnetic personality. You've got a lot of joy. So it makes sense that you sitting at a desk calling people, it's like, oh, bro, I'm so glad that you got out of that so you could be with people and serve the way that you are today. YouTube has been a great source for you.
For sure.
And I think you've been surprised along the way. Share with us, like, what's the work that you're doing inside of YouTube, and how might what we're going to chat about be relevant to filmmakers and people in video production?
I have exciting news to share with y'all, because if you are a filmmaker, video production, business owner, freelancer, solopreneur, I would highly encourage you to start a YouTube channel, because the way I started it, which was like, I started it 14 years ago, but I really got serious back in 2020. And let's just say YouTube replaced my yearly salary, right? That I was making way back then. And I would have never thought that, right? Because I didn't grow up learning all this stuff and knowing about the whole nuances of online, all these things. But it's exciting to me because of that, right? Like I can now do the things that I really love, spend time with family and friends, create content that speaks to people that I want to reach. Specifically, my YouTube channel has over 60,000 subscribers. It's reached over 7 million people. I am monetized, but I was making money before I was monetized. And it's because as an entrepreneur, I was finding ways to create offers that solves people's problems, which is something that I believe that every filmmaker, if you're a business owner, you should think about how you position your offer using YouTube videos. You should think about how your product or your service could serve the audience that you're reaching, and finding ways to bring those, I don't like to say it like this, finding ways to add a ad placement within your video, because that's what I'm doing. So, Ryan, I don't know if I told you this, but my YouTube channel is a channel that reaches people for Jesus, literally. So it's my brand. It's under Mark Lebrun, but I have all these other offers like helping creators, helping entrepreneurs, helping businesses that I slowly just throw in there as an ad, and people click on it. People say, "Hey, Mark," they reach out to me and they're like, "Hey, Mark, I saw you added this. Can you help me?" Like I just spoke to a young entrepreneur in California last week who found my ad. And it wasn't an ad I paid for. It's just something that I organically put within videos. Is that clicking?
And so when you're saying like, is it sort of like, even for this show, I'm going to do an intro and outro. And in the middle of the show, I might just say like, hey, and if you're thinking about, keeping more of the money that you're selling, like make sure to grab my budget maximizer, go check out the workshop at studiosherpas.com/budget.
Just like that, literally.
Okay.
Just like that. Like sometimes I'm giving a whole bunch of game or teaching or something. I'm doing a live stream. I don't know. And in post, I would edit the video and I would add an ad within that video. And it would come out like, hey, if you're an entrepreneur and you're looking to get started with your content, or hey, nonprofits, like I'll just throw it in there and see what it does. And one of the things I love about just online, period, I look at online as a digital economy, like a digital real estate, right? You could, it's not a real place, but it's a place where real people exist in a way. People are investing, people are connecting, people are doing whatever they need to do to connect with people using online. And I look at it as, how can I use the online space to curate real connections?
Yeah.
And that's what's been stirring for me and what's been working for me. And I really encourage you as a video production owner, filmmaker, like find ways to express to your audience using YouTube or any online platform. Find ways to add value to them, but also sneak in your offer.
Well, so I would say here's where most of us get stuck, is coming up with an offer. When I did wedding films, that was the offer. It's like, we'll film your wedding. Like it's real clear. We came up with other offers like, add a trailer. Add a same day edit.
Yeah.
Add rehearsal dinner. So we came up with these different things that we could upsell and, get them in the door. And then like later on, like, hey, don't forget about like these other cool things that we could do. So that was very easy. But then when we shifted into corporate storytelling, it's like, we might work with a major brand like Jeep or Disney one month. And then the next month we're working with a local lawyer. Or, the PTA at the school, or, so like the variety of clients. So like the variety of offers, it's like, what the heck? What does everybody here need? Everybody needs something different, and it's so custom. And so that's where most of our time and energy has gone, is to crafting custom orders for everybody, which makes it really hard to build predictability in our businesses, because we're working with all of the niches. We're solving all of these different problems. We can't dial in our marketing message because it's like, well, we do every kind of video, whatever video you need, we can probably figure it out. So when I think about, I love this idea, if you're a production owner, you should have your own YouTube channel where you've got not just your client videos, but also where you're teaching clients how to win with video. So then the question is,
oh my God, that's so good, right?
Or I guess my first question is, when you think about people like me, what are sneaky they're not even sneaky ads, whatever. What are these ads that we can put into these videos if we're not really clear on like what kind of offer, like what if let me frame it like this. Let's say today you have to quit all the things. You can start a YouTube channel, but you're doing video production. Like this is, and you're trying to get service-based businesses. You are a service-based business. So what are you going to pitch to them? Like, what's your offer?
I think your offer should align with the pain points or the main problems that your target audience is dealing with, right? Generally speaking, everyone has pain points. Every business have a pain point. And one thing that I do know, especially if you're a filmmaker, someone in your space, Ryan, most people are thinking about how can they market their message to the masses, right? And video is a really great way to do that. Like if you are capturing a brand story, I know you do that all the time. You do it really well. If you're capturing a marketing video, maybe you want to showcase a product, a story, I don't know. Sometimes companies don't know how to creatively express that to the masses, digitally speaking. So I think it really takes someone who has this mindset of, okay, how can I add value to companies who are looking to get their message out there, but using my services as a filmmaker, as a video production business owner, and create. You have to be crystal clear on that pain point. And the reason why I keep talking about pain points is because I think that's what's going to help attract the right people that you're trying to reach. Like if you're not adding value or speaking to the very problem of any niche or any business owner or any entrepreneur, then don't expect for them to want to buy your product or, be invested in your service. Like you as an entrepreneur, because that's what we all are, freelancer, creator, you have great opportunity to communicate on how you as the service provider could solve their problem through marketing or video marketing. Does that make sense? And I know I'm kind of this is why, like, I wish we had an hour to talk about this, or 2 hours, because I could go much even deeper because I'm over here thinking about the sales process and all that stuff. But I'm trying to make it very applicable to the person who's watching, who's saying, okay, I want more clients and I want to use YouTube, but how do I attract those clients? That's what I'm trying to speak to right now.
Yeah.
Like you obviously you got the skill, you got the equipment, you know how to create videos, really nice, but you might not know how to attract these people. Well, I think you first start with, what is the problem that I'm trying to solve? And how do I communicate that? Hey, I could solve your problem. My business could solve your problem. I hope that's helping somebody that's listening right now.
Yeah. Well, what I love about that is, we could just talk about brand films. Actually, here's the freedom, the permission that we can give to the listener. When we talk about, okay, like figuring out what's the problem that you solve, and maybe you think like, I solve a bunch of problems. We can do event films, that solves a problem. We can do brand films, that solves a problem. Transformation, testimonial, like a bunch of different problems. So if you put on your website, on your main page, all of the problems that you solve, it's going to be hard for somebody to like see that and feel like you're talking to them. One thing you could do is create just a specific landing page. Like don't even mess with your homepage. Like let's create a specific landing page that addresses the specific problem for the specific niche. And then, actually you could just copy and paste your main page into this new landing page, change all of the copies so that it's just talking to this audience.
Can I ask you a real quick question?
Please.
Because that's so good. How many landing pages you got? I bet you got more than 5.
Oh my gosh, dude. I countless. I
probably got like 40 or 50. I don't even know, like 30.
Yeah, at least.
And that's how I love that we're having this conversation.
Yeah.
Because in the same way you create a landing page website, some of us need to start thinking of our videos or our pieces of content that we post in the digital space as landing pages.
Yeah.
Like if you think about it, I have a thread right now How many of you guys thread users? I use threads. I should have taken it more serious when it first came out, but I'm taking it so much more serious now. And my thread account is like a landing page because I have opportunity to just write something that I like, that I think would solve somebody's problem or add value.
Yeah.
And now it's opportunity for them to click on one of my landing pages, go and watch my video, go and understand what I do, go look at my IG.
Yeah.
Now you're investigating me on LinkedIn. Now you want to reach out to me. And so it's like, these are the things, and I didn't mean to cut you off, but man, you just made me,
that's good.
Man, landing pages are facts, keys. That's key.
And here's the thing, like, this is what I've learned is that this whole, like, you can build your website and think you're done. I think that's a mistake. You know, like, you listening to you, Mark, I'm like, okay, here's a guy who experiments. I'm a person who experiments.
Yes.
I've got all these pages. I can look at analytics and say, okay, like, nobody's come to this page, or people have come to this page. You know, how many people have come to this page and have signed up to the free thing that I'm offering them? You can see what's working, what's not working. So you can make informed decisions versus just driving everybody to the homepage. You have no idea who's going there. But if you have an opportunity to speak at an event, drive them to not your homepage, but to your homepage / the name of the event or the name of the offer that you want to give just this group. And then you can look and see, wow, nobody came to that page. Or, oh my gosh, like, there were 100 people in the room and 90 people visited that page the day that I shared that thing. So
let's go.
Experimenting with different offers. I mean, I have so many different free downloads that I've, you know, said, hey, download this. In the world of brand videos, what we are doing, I finally have a digital product for somebody that is interested in a brand video, but it's not ready to hire us. So I've created a $19. Here are the questions that we're asking. So why don't you ask the same questions that we're asking? Now, here's the thing. People are going to be like, oh my gosh, like, why would you give them? Okay, first off, you could go to ChatGPT and download some great questions.
Thank you.
So that doesn't cost anything. But the way that we do it, you know, you sign up to my email list and I'm going to walk you through. It's not just it's not just going down the list and asking the questions. It's listening. It's having some sort of EQ. It's your own pacing. It's, what do you say when somebody's done talking? Like, what do you, oh, you mirror. What mirror? What does that mean? Like, and what happens when you mirror? Oh, they continue to talk about, oh, okay. So you're not just downloading these questions, you're understanding, I'm going to teach you more about how we do what we do. So you could literally walk away and conduct a great interview if you apply 10 or 20% of the things that I share. So we're building this landing page. We've got this, you know, hey, if you're not ready to book a call with us, download this thing. And it's only $19, and we'll give you your money back if you don't like it. I mean, everybody in this space that listens to the show is familiar with, like, you know, I've got low ticket offers, and you try. If you don't like it, then ask for your money back, and no harm, no foul. But if it helps you, if it helps solve a problem that you have, oh my gosh, like, my lowest ticket thing is this budget maximizer. It's a spreadsheet. I've been selling this thing for almost a decade.
Come on.
And I've come up with a billion other products and courses along the way. This is the one that I was like, really? This thing? People love this. When I meet people, they're like, dude, been following the podcast forever. Budget maximizer changed everything. Like, thank you. I'm like, wow, okay.
I'm about to go get it. Yeah. I didn't even know you had a budget maximizer. And now I'm about to go get it.
Like, that's the whole thing, is like, you wouldn't find that stuff out unless you experiment. So creating a landing page that tries to solve a problem. So whether or not you're giving part of your framework, the whole framework, inviting people to download a course where you're going to just coach them on, hey, here's how you can do this whole thing with your iPhone. Now, if you want to level up, like, don't do it on your iPhone, call me. Let's have a discovery call, and we can do it alongside you. You can hire us just to, you know, consult, or you can hire us to do the full production from start to finish. But having something that draws them in, that gets them into your ecosystem, differentiates you from your neighbor, from your competitor, whatever, gives them a flavor that maybe you guys offer the same kind of thing, but they just like how you show up online better, or they like your branding better, or they just feel like you are speaking directly to them better than this person is over here. And so if anything, what I'm hearing you say is, by showing up on YouTube, creating a YouTube channel for our production business, or it's our personal brand that promotes the production business, and having some kind of offer And I think it's probably some kind of a low ticket thing. If my brand films start at like $10,000, it's gonna be hard to pitch in a YouTube ad, like, hey, and if you're not doing anything else today, why don't you buy one of my $10,000 brand videos? Like, nobody's gonna do that. Like,
nope.
Rarely.
Absolutely right.
But to spend $20, $50, $100, like somebody is gonna be more willing to do that, dip their toe in the water, figure out, like, do I like this person? Are they a good teacher? Are they delivering on the promises that they laid out? Okay, I'm talking a lot. What thoughts do you have to add to that?
Everything you're sharing is so good. And I just wish that, people in the creator economy would like put more time and energy and resources in this economy. Because essentially what you're sharing is a lot of steps, tips, and tricks on how to leverage the creator economy. Because you were just talking about this digital product and everything. Whenever I hear digital product, I automatically think creator economy. I don't know if anybody know this, but Forbes says that the creator economy is evaluated to be a $500 billion industry by 2027. And right now, it's a $250 billion industry. In 2025, it's a $250 billion industry, which means like you as a filmmaker, as a video production business owner, freelancers, creatives, content creators, you guys are the people who, podcasters, YouTubers, we are the people who embody the creator economy. And let's just say, like, if we put in an extra 1% more effort in what we're talking about, like what Ryan was just sharing with the digital product, with marketing your message and talking about the ads and the value that you bring to companies, like you could get a piece of this pie. Like Mr. Beast is not the only one that could be making all this money, even though he making big money, by the way. But I know,
and he's not having a. Well, I won't go there, but his most recent interviews and stuff is like he's like, man, he is drained.
Yes,
in like energy and
man,
this.
I would love to talk about that.
We don't need to go there, but
because it's crazy.
So I just got. No, go ahead.
No, you
have the excitement. We're both like, no, you.
A lot of people are, when I create content and whatever, all the online stuff that I do, this business that I do, it does not drain me at all. I'm not drained at all.
Yeah.
But when I was doing sales, I was drained. When I used to be a teacher, I was drained. And the reason why I bring that up is because if you are, I'm not taking away the hard work that goes into this. Please hear what I'm about to say next, all right? But if you are drained as a YouTuber, as someone who's on social media, you might be doing it wrong. Because, you need to have systems in place that prevent burnout. And I teach this in my courses. Like, I have my content posted out in autopilot. Like, it's edited. Yeah. All this stuff is, done. Like, I think I just had one posted while we were on this video, right? So, I had to speak into that because I'm glad you shared that. Because if there's something that I really care about, this is one of my cultural values that I have. I don't want to see entrepreneurs burn out in this digital economy. There's something you're doing wrong. And I used to go through that with creating content or feeling like I have to keep up when there is a way to prevent that. And it's called systems. And I'll talk about that. Maybe if you join some of my coaching programs, you'll learn. But I had to throw that in there. Sorry.
No, that's great, dude. I just remember when I became the president of our local video association. This is probably in 2006 or 7 or something like that. My heart was, I was really unique in this group because I was creative, but I loved reading business books and figuring out how to hire people and take I want to work smarter, not harder. And so people would just like naturally come around me and they're like, how are you doing that? Like, you charged how much for that? And like, they actually bought it, and what in the world? And, so all these questions, I'm like, oh yeah, just, well, read this book and try this thing and do this. And some experimenting, talking about business. But as I would speak at conferences and just my network of other filmmaker friends grew, I was like, oh my gosh, there are people that could only stick it out for a couple of years in this work because they didn't have systems, because they didn't have processes, because they thought that every video needed to be better than their most recent video. Ooh. And so it became more about more effort. The more effort I put into this, the more results I'm going to get. And then you see somebody like Mr. Beast is like, I don't want to speak for him, but it seems like he's just drained, and the work is not fulfilling like it was. And, and he's got a team, and there's a lot of, but when we put this kind of pressure on ourselves to continue to outperform, I think we should be on a slow ramp to improve and to be more efficient in those things. I think that just comes with more expertise, but that doesn't mean that we continue to fill that time with like something else and more things. And then we just feel like, what is the purpose of all of this?
Yeah.
Do I have what it takes? And I'm just not fulfilled like I was. So my heartbeat in doing this launching this brand forever ago was that I want to help filmmakers be more fulfilled and less drained. Wow. And that part of that means like not doing all the things. Like, you're gifted in a couple of very key things, like storytelling or selling the storytelling, or maybe it's like helping people feel really comfortable across the camera when you interview them. But it's not all of the things. And my guess is, if you are stressed out, you're not fulfilled in this work, you're ready to throw in the towel, it's because you're just not you're doing way too many of the other things. And there are other people that can do those things. There are automations that can do those things. There's AI that can do some of those things. So anyway, I wanted to sort of, talk about that, but I do want to hear what kind of stuff in the realm of AI are you doing that's working, that's helping you get back your time, or is it doing other stuff for you?
Oh, I did a lot with AI the last couple of months. When I tell y'all, it's probably something that I wish I had sooner, because now it made things super easy for me. I know a lot of us heard about ChatGPT and all the other AI tools that are out there, Claude, there's so many things. But I've been sticking to ChatGPT for quite a while. I used to use this other tool called Write, RYTE. I don't use that anymore. I only stick to ChatGPT these days because of they evolved over time. And I created a whole bunch of custom GPTs that speak to my brand, my voice, my titles, SEO, marketing, sales. It's like so much. Like, I call them mini AI assistants. Like, they are my assistants, and I'm using it specifically for YouTube. I'll tell you guys, I don't mind sharing my process, but for YouTube right now, I'm using it as a for discoverability, for findability. So Ryan, I know you've heard of ranking your videos, like through search, getting it promoted out there organically. It's called SEO. I know you heard of SEO. So that's very important to me, especially as a digital marketer. I know that a video has the potential to reach people over and over and over and over 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 3 months from now. So for me, that's all I worry about. So I have this tool on my GPT that is SEO friendly, that has all the things that I fed it to make sure that whatever video that I create, it's able to reach potential people that have never clicked on my video. So, for example, my titles, they are SEO friendly. My the YouTube chapters, SEO friendly. The description, SEO friendly. The title, the thumbnail, SEO friendly. Like, all these things play a role And let's just say there's a way that I could copy and paste my what do they call that? Subtitles? I think that's what they call it on YouTube. Basically the
Captions.
transcripts. There it is. The transcripts.
Yeah.
There it
Yep.
is. I could take my transcripts of videos that I've made from my voice, I copy and paste it, put it into my one of my GPTs. They create the whole titles for me, the chapters for me, SEO, all that stuff. I'll leave it at there. And that's that right there. I've been doing that for 6 months. But let's just say like my custom GPT, that one right there, it's private too. I'm not even sharing that with nobody.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
one right there is really been helping me. So like that's how I'm using it. And all the other ways that I truly believe everyone should use AI, right? You should be using that as maybe you want to find a way to sell one of your products and you need a compelling way to position it in front of your audience or for it to bring some feel or like use it. Like ask your chat GPT to re-say this or rewrite it. And I'm unapologetic in the way I use it. Now, there are also some nuances though that for me, Ryan, I believe that there are some things that AI cannot do. AI cannot feel, right? Like I'm a human being. I could feel.
Yeah.
AI can't, they can't tell me if I'm in a room full of people, like how you got me, Ryan, when I was listening to you at the Thing conference. You were saying some really good things. I know that as a speaker, if I'm in a room with a group of people, like I could feel the room, I could discern the room, I could see if somebody's engaged or not. AI can't do that.
Right.
And that gives me nuance and language to certain things, and the reason why I bring that up is because sometimes as a business owner, when you want to sell a product or a service, you want to make sure that you are coming across very authentic and relatable and understanding to the people you're trying to reach. And let's just say with my mind and my human ability, if that's even a word, I could feel the room. I could speak to something that AI can't. And I say that because sometimes I've seen people rely way too heavy on AI when AI can't close a deal for you.
Right.
Like if I'm trying to close you, Ryan, on a call for $10,000, if AI can do that, please show me where that works, because I would love to use that type of AI.
Yeah. Well, it is getting there. These auto operator. Here's what's crazy. This weekend, I haven't used the deep research functionality of ChatGPT until this weekend. And my wife is a fine artist, and she's always trying to come up with different ways that she should be marketing her business. And I've given her no short of like 2 million ideas. But I just said, let me just plug this into deep research and see what we come up with. And I gave it context. Here's her website. Here's what she does. Here's who she wants to work with. This kind of art she does. Give me some ways that she could market her business. And it had like 3 really good questions. It was like, hey, before I do all this deep research, answer these 3 questions. I did that. I was like, oh, these are good questions. So then, it spent, I don't know, it was like 10 minutes, maybe a little bit longer, that it did all this research. And I read her, whatever. I just, this job, this is like a business plan. And I'm like, this is incredible. Even to the, like, I've been telling her, hey, you should send voice messages to interior designers on Instagram.
Yeah.
And it said, hey, that's a good idea. Maybe before just sending a voice message, you could send a quick chat that just says, hey, I've got an idea that could help your interior design business. Can I leave you a 30-second voice message? I was like, ooh, wow. That's pretty good. So there are ways that we can, if we don't know what our offer should be, if we do a bunch of different kinds of videos and we're like, I'm not really sure, man, go to ChatGPT. Like if you can bounce ideas off of a friend, great. If you got a coach, if you're in a mastermind, bring it up, let those. But if you don't have anything, it's like you at least have the internet. You use ChatGPT, hop in there and be like, hey, I run a video business. I really like doing brand films and I've worked in these 3 industries. I really only like one of those 3 industries. What are some like ways that I could get people to, if they're not ready to hire me to do a brand film, like, what could we do? So here's what I'll say.
That's
one thing that we started doing at the end of, I think it was the end of last year or the beginning of this year, these virtual directing things where when people aren't ready to pay $10,000 or more for a brand video, it's like, hey, for $1,000, for $2,500, depending on what package you choose, I'll just interview you. Like we'll create content like this. We'll hop on like this. I'll interview you and you're going to get the same great question asking. Plus I'm going to tell you like, hey, Mark, and I was going to tell you after we're recording here, what I would love to see in your setup here is a side light or a hair light or something that like sets you off from the background. If you add that, dude, I mean, it looks really nice.
Thank you.
But if you just add this little side kicker, dude, it's going to look so much cooler.
Yeah.
So, for you and I to be on a 90-minute call and I'm going to ask you these questions about your brand, you're going to give me these answers. And now you've got content. We hit stop. You've got content. It looks good because you've got a couple of nice things that are going to make the production value feel like legit. So now you've got content that you can use on social. You've got all of these story-based questions about your brand that I've picked strategically that now if you take all those answers that you gave and you plug that into ChatGPT and say, okay, based on this transcript and this conversation, what are some Instagram posts I could create or a LinkedIn post? And it's gonna be your voice. It's not gonna be the generic, you're a video production. Here's a great post idea. It's like, no. Like here's how Ryan talks. Here's his vibe. Okay, so he would probably say something like this. Then your post becomes like, wow, that actually feels like something I would say because I said all his other stuff.
Yep.
And they are pretty smart. So anyway, there's just a bazillion ideas.
So
good. The easiest to get started starts with the thing that we talked about at the beginning. It's like, come up with your offer, figure out like what you could offer and experiment, come up with some different ideas and see what resonates with people and start small. Maybe you don't need to sell the $10,000 thing. Yep. Maybe there's $1,000 version of it that is just the interview. And or we started offering this, hey, come to our studio. And instead of us coming to you, bringing 2 or 3 people, come to the studio, the lighting's all set, the mic's there, step right in front of here. You're here for less than an hour. It's the easiest thing for my team to get up from their desk, walk to the back of the studio, turn the lights on, hit record, do the thing. We're done. Walk back to the desk. We've got the file, import. We can start editing right there. It's the quickest, most efficient way for us to do video. It looks great. It sounds great. It feels good. And people have it within days. Now that's like, we don't charge the same as we do when we go on site and bring all the things and bring multiple people.
There you go.
But we're still solving a problem.
Right? Exactly. Man, that's so cool. You make me want to go straight to your studio right now and learn.
Come on.
And I'm
Let's
coming.
Go.
I will be coming. Aren't you in Memphis? You say in Memphis?
No, Detroit.
Detroit. I thought Detroit and Memphis. Oh Lord, I'm tripping. I've had a long day.
But from Tampa, it's a quick, easy, direct flight.
Yep.
If I can't pick you up, I'll get my awesome 17-year-old son to come pick you up and we'll have a good time.
You got a 17-year-old?
Dude.
What? Is that your oldest?
He's my oldest. Yeah.
Listen,
I just surprised, like
from you,
fun fact. He is a little business. I shouldn't say little. He's taller than me. Last week, I pranked my son. Months ago, I was talking to one of our friends who's a high school teacher. And at the end of this conversation, I was like, you know what? What'd be really funny is if I became a substitute teacher and then I surprised him before he graduates by being one of his teachers. And this past Friday, it happened.
What?
It unfolded. He walked in. He was the last one to walk into class. They didn't have bells that day.
Yeah.
But I think he would have been late. But he's lucky that I was his substitute teacher. He walks in. He looks at me. He's like, and he's got this huge dimple that he can't hide when he And he was shaking his head like, oh my gosh, like, what are you doing here? But you couldn't. I filmed it and you got to see his like huge dimple. So he did enjoy it. It was a good prank.
You actually became a substitute teacher?
I did.
You signed up. You did all the back work.
Yeah, I'm an employee.
You're my kind of guy, bro. You are different. You went the extra mile. Listen, when I used to be a teacher, I used to sub for some other teacher friends that I had.
Yeah.
And most of these people when I would sub, they would treat the substitute like trash. Like they were.
Oh, man.
Did you go through that, or you were good?
I was good. We watched Batman Begins.
Of course you were good. You watched the movie, man.
Yeah, and then the second one, they had a group project, and they were all seniors, so I think they were just kind of
okay. Seniors, movie, group project, all the great things. They fell in love with you.
Yeah, it was easy, and my sons love. They all know him, so it was.
Are you?
And it was
are you
no, it wasn't
substituting again.
I think I will. If I wasn't doing the career that I'm doing. I wanted to be a high school teacher forever. Like my biggest mentors, my football coach, my physics teacher in high school were just, they just mean the world to me. And to think, for so many years, I'm like, man, I want to be like them. And they taught high school. That's what I want to do. Things shifted and I didn't end up doing that. But, spending time with young people. I worked at a camp for a couple of summers with high school kids. That was the best.
Wow.
Having high school kids is a lot different than having them for the day and then handing them back. But
my daughter,
it's no fun.
right
So
now,
yeah, I'll probably do
she's
it.
3, and she got me wrapped around her finger. And we only have one child, me and my wife. And let me tell you something. I don't know how I would feel or how I'm gonna do this when I have 2 children. So
it's weird.
It's
the capacity for love just continues to grow, man. Like you just think like, how can I love something as much as, and it's like, and then you have 3 and you're like, oh my gosh, how do I love all these kids so stinking much? It's crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's wild. Dude, so I want people to be able to connect with you. Where's the best place? How should they do that?
I mean, they could literally just go to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Mark Lebrun, because that's my favorite place for people to connect. I'll be live on there and everything. But LinkedIn, Mark Lebrun, Facebook, Mark Lebrun, Instagram, it's Mark Lebrun. My website, marklebrun.com. I got a few things. I got landing pages all over.
All over.
But I appreciate you for allowing me to spend some time with you and your community, Ryan. This was really fun. One thing that I love about Ryan, everyone, is he is a very genuine person in person. All right. So I know we're talking from a digital. You're probably listening from a podcast or you're watching online on YouTube or something like that. But when you meet this guy in person, which you should, find a way to find this guy in person. All right. He is seriously about you. He's invested in you. And I'm glad that I connected with you, Ryan. Like, I feel that even from the video, but man, we need to hang out again.
Yes. Thank you, dude. That was very, very kind. And I feel the same. Meeting you, that was an incredible group of friends that we met that week. But you carry that same presence of getting in Mark's presence it's going to make you better. Just so you know, Lebrun is spelled Lebrun.
Thank you for that.
So
they keep calling me LeBron James, or if I'm related to LeBron James. I don't know why they keep doing that.
Spelled different. No. Oh man, dude, thank you. Really appreciate you. Excited for all the things that you got cooking. I'm glad that I'm in your world and look forward to being with you next time.
I appreciate you, and let's do this again.
All right, friend, I hope you enjoyed my conversation with Mark. Here's the homework for you. Create a starter offer, something that solves one small problem for your ideal client. Don't overthink it. Use ChatGPT to help you if you need some help there. Maybe it's a $9 PDF, a mini strategy call, something, a simple toolkit, and then drop a link to it in your next video, your email signature, somewhere like that. And just start. So I'm excited to take this stuff. I've got a couple of things cooking in our production brand that are in this realm where I'm just excited to put something out there. You don't learn until you launch. It's one of my favorite sayings. So until you put something out there and stick with it and give it some time to breathe and promote it and give it some time for you to be embarrassed because nobody's checking it out, nobody's buying the thing or whatever, it requires time and it requires some energy. So I hope you can make some time to consider it. And with that, if you need anything from me, don't feel free to reach out. Yes, don't feel free to reach out. I resemble that remark. I don't even know. So reach out, okay? Ryan at studiosherpas.com, and I'm on Instagram and LinkedIn. I spend a lot of time on LinkedIn creating content, mostly for potential clients, but I think also some helpful stuff for us filmmakers as well. And if you like this video, please share it. If you want to leave a review, that's awesome too. And if you want to leave a comment, like you had a takeaway or some aha moment or something during the episode, feel free to leave that in the comment area. So appreciate you, and I'll see you on next week's episode. Okay, see you later. Bye.